I'm gonna pause and replay, see what happens.
Okay, Joe has just started. Maisgueuh just started. Joe's apparently not running with the timer. That's fine. So rolling in. Oh,
That's
yep,
what
he's
you
doing
want
it.
in a
Here we go.
speedrun.
Joe's doing the old summon warp. So this warp
Could go to
will
bouncy.
take you to World 4. I don't know which version he's on. It's either the beginning or halfway through Torchlight Trouble, depending on what version he's running. We'll find out in just a second. Maisgueuh finishing 1-1.
I think the stream froze just as he did the action. Where is he gonna land? Alright,
Middle.
cool.
Alright, so he's on 1.0. So
if you're on emulator, just yeah.
Okay, Maisgueuh there rolling into a bonus. That's one of a couple bonuses that we take in order to save time. This is any percent all stages. Doesn't matter how many or how few bonuses you take. Every bonus you enter adds to your percentage completion. This isn't low percent, so they're allowed to take as many as they want. Joe setting up Rope Bridge Rumble Super Jump Roll, which is a super jump combined with a jump roll. The army despawned, so he did not get the proper setup, so he's just going to do it all natural. Pretty good.
I have
stage.
a question.
Okay.
Whose audio do we play? Because we're meant to play whoever's in front.
Yeah, I guess Joe for now, right?
Yeah. I can get behind that.
Do you have that taken care of?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, so Joe finished up Rope Bridge Rumble. Can be a tricky stage, did it no problem. Going into the Beaver, the boss of World 4. Some cool tech you can do. Looks like he's not going to go for it. You can hide in the upper left-hand corner there. There's collision, and Diddy just sits up on top of the mountain. And that lets you hit the Beaver on the first frame that he's vulnerable, which is at the very peak of his jump. Other than that, you just want to hit him as he's falling down after his number of jumps, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Pretty simple boss, but he can give you trouble, and you really don't want to lose any Kongs on that boss, because then that means that you will not be able to attempt the SJR in this next stage called Oil Drum Alley. Setting it up right now. You saw Diddy fly off the top of the screen, charge the super jump. Ooh. Oh no, he's doing damageless. Oh, okay, he missed it. Alright, well, good attempt. He's going for damageless ODA in order to maintain both of his Kongs so that he could go for the Snake, which is a super jump roll in the stage, 2 stages after this one. Elevator Antics. Maisgueuh rolling pretty casually. Ooh, Joe takes a death there. Unfortunate, but it's fine. Maisgueuh's having a good old time back in World 1. Rolling through pretty cleanly. Little extendo here just to make that. And should have some kind of sub 4, I think.
Yeah.
Joe rolling. Ooh, alright. That end of the stage is a little bit tricky. You just go between tire rolls and rolling off the edge of these dumb drums filled with fire, the oil drums. Diddy is small enough that you can stand on the very edge of them and roll off without getting hit by the fire, but Donkey's too large. Hitbox is too big. Unfortunate.
3 deaths already.
Yeah.
Not great.
Joe's having a bit of a time. He's trying to get the hard stages out of the way in the beginning, which is good, but seems that some of these later stages are giving him a little bit more difficulty. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh in Winky's Walkway. Pretty satisfying stage, if I do say so myself. You see it at the bottom of the stream there.
Shoutouts to Winky.
Joe ending on Donkey, but that's okay. So this next stage is, I believe, the shortest stage in the entire game. Trick, track, trek. You just roll off the edge here, jump into a bonus well, a warp up at the top there, shoots you at the end of the stage, and you're out. Sub 10, I believe, is the IL world record. Joe rolling into elevator now with Donkey only. Can be kind of spooky just playing as Donkey just because he's kind of harder to control. He's slower, he's got a bigger hitbox, and the expression in our community is if you're Donkey, you're dead.
If you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing, you'll often get hit if you have Donkey at like the big roll at the start of the stage.
And he was solo Donkey as well, so it's not like he'd switch back to Diddy there as well. He'd have to start all over. Again, Joe took a bonus there to get further in the stage. Allowed to take bonuses. That's the other one that people generally take in the speedrun. Another warp here that a lot of people didn't really know about as a kid. Maisgueuh, you come into stop and go. Just go left immediately, back out the entrance, and it takes you toward the end of the stage. Very, very fast, very, very convenient. Joe rolling into Poison Pond. Tricky stage, lots of clips using your fish, Eduardo, as we like to call him, or On Guard. Lots of places where you kind of abuse his hitbox and his invulnerability frames as he's lunging to get by these mincers without getting hit, without having to wait for their cycles. There's a trick coming up later, real soon, called Triple Mincer Clip. Probably going to go for it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Easy every time.
Yeah, Joe will never not go for it.
Making us proud.
Alright.
709 for Maisgueuh. That's not too bad. Coming out of World 2. He wants to keep Donkey in front there because there is a Donkey only warp barrel in 3-1. You actually can only access the warp barrel if you have Donkey in front. And it's also on a timer, so you have to get there quickly. Joe's doing a trick called rolling through air. You walk into the cart or run. You cannot jump and you cannot roll. You run into the cart and then you immediately hit the bird. And then you will jump out of the cart as Diddy, and the game simultaneously thinks you are on land but also in the air. So you can jump and roll infinitely until you come back over land again. Then it sort of resets your position right here. Fell a little bit below it. Unfortunate. The nice thing is that if you get halfway while you have the rolling through air glitch, you maintain it as long as you go back into that stage. So you can start stage again with rolling through air glitch. Maisgueuh doing one of the super jumps that most people do in the speedrun. This is faster than doing the stage normally. However, there is also a super jump roll in this stage that some people will go for, but missing it means likely like about a 30-second time loss, and it is a one-frame trick. The game runs at 60 FPS, so you have 1/60th of a second to hit the Y button as you walk off a ledge and run into a crumbling in order to hit this trick. So a lot of people, especially in races, but not everyone, a lot of people in races will just go for the super jump. Some people are crazy enough to go for the super jump roll. Who dies in MCM? Good question, Fatflo. Joe onto a new gimmick stage, Blackout Basement, where the lights turn on and off every 62 frames or something like that. So a little bit over a second. Flicker on and off the entire time you're here, grabbing halfway, smart choice.
Alright, I'm back.
Maisgueuh opting for the bird in Temple Tempest. It's pretty safe for a lot of new runners and also simpler, but it is still faster to do it without the bird if you do it optimally. Joe moving on to Dumb Drum, the boss of World 5. He's a big dumb drum, and he spits out enemies at you, and then sort of gets angry and smashes himself on the ground. He's the only boss in the game that you don't actually do anything to. He actually kills himself, so basically just dodge the whole time. Maisgueuh is now going to go for a trick called Map Warp. You need to get both of your Kongs in the Funky's Flight Barrel, or just have one solo Kong by himself. And you go to one of the corners in the overworld on World 1, hit a button on one of the corners, which you see is trying to do right here on the bottom right there. Hit any of the buttons to enter, any of the face buttons to enter a stage, and then it shoots you out in Ogang right here. Joe moving on to World 6. Tanked Up Trouble is the first level. It's one of the most important frames of the game if you're going to go for them. There are two options. He's going to go for both, very likely. First one being Krem Tut, saves 55 seconds. Second one being Bird Tut, which I'm told saves 42, roughly.
I wouldn't be surprised if Joe only goes for Bird Tut.
He's been going for Krem in races, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he opts to not go for it, because there's a very high likelihood that you die if you mess up going for Krem Tut. So right here, jump on the... he's going to opt not for it. Smart choice. Maisgueuh losing his fish, getting it back pretty easily. Having some trouble with the Croctopus at the end of the stage. Joe gets Bird Tut.
With the Joe setup as well. Oh, seeing a little cursor there. What's going on?
That's how you know he's on an emulator.
That's how you know he's splicing.
Mm-hmm. He just clicked play on his video. So you have to roll back and forth and wait for those naughties to fall off the screen there. It's sort of just a, like, timing cue, I guess. 'Cause as long as you are in this jump roll state, which he's doing right now, you lose height by subpixels. So you need to fall far enough down that you can go under the bees, because you will roll through most enemies, however not bees. So in order to not get hit by them, you have to sit and wiggle long enough that you fall beneath them. This is the one appearance in typical all stages speedrun of Rambi. A lot of people's favorite animal buddy from their childhood.
Certainly not mine.
What?
Not a fan.
Oh, not yours. Yes. Yes. We all know your favorite and Joe's favorite as well, I believe. Who unfortunately does not make an appearance in the speedrun. Our boy Winky. Alright, let's see if Maisgueuh opts to not go for barrel boost. He might not know how to do it. Or he might just not like doing it. Looks like his stream is frozen. Okay, there we go. He's back now.
So we didn't find out.
I don't think he went for it. Nice extendo through the birds there. Joe's setting up for...
Oh, he got the super jump. Didn't move to the right. Unlucky. I'm curious to see how Joe's gonna make it back to the early stages.
Don't really know. Okay, so where do you come back if you beat K. Rool and then you just restart the game? Do you come back at 1-1?
Yeah.
So do you think he's actually just going to sit through credits and do that?
I don't know. Maybe he's learnt the RBO. What?
He might have. It's not too difficult. The tricky part's not getting soft locked. Because really all you have to do in order to open up the bonus correctly is just throw it as Diddy, so... He should have an easy time with the warp itself, just so long as he doesn't soft lock on his way there. Anyway, we're speculating. Joe opting not to take that risky jump at the end of Misty Mines, but also getting the extended through those last 3 snakes. Nice. Maisgueuh now into one of the unique levels in the game that has on Crystal Chance and this exclusive Crystal Cave setup, not seen in any other stage.
Sounds
Unfortunately,
like
though, we
Dustman
take
has some inside information here.
Joe opting not to go for Loopy Lights SJR. Good job.
Imagine Loopy SJR in a race.
Someone's gonna. Well, okay, by someone I mean Fathlo. Fathlo, I'm looking at you. Has to go for it. Loopy Night's another gimmick stage where the lights flicker on and off according to these barrels that you touch. This is typically the first appearance, I believe, of Espresso the Bird. If you don't go for him in Temple Tempest. Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Joe on the platform perils now, the last regular stage of the game. Another jump roll coming up here, except we might not see it. Seems he's... Oh, he got it. Alright, well you didn't really get to see it, but he is now peanut through space, and this saves like 12 or something, I don't know how much.
Speed gaming, letting you splice since creation. Ooh, bonking at the end of the stage there.
It's okay. Alright, so now we're into Neki 2, one of the 2 instances of RNG in the whole game. The other instance is Neki 1. Neglected to mention it earlier, but the only RNG is whether he spawns on the right or the left, which are the same, or the top or the bottom. The bottom's a little bit faster just because you can hit him sooner. Very, very minimal RNG in this game. So not too much to worry about. But instead of RNG, you have to worry about frames, which are 1-frame tricks, so. Alright, 1727 roughly, exiting World 6. Now we'll see what he's going to do. He's going to go to K. Rool. Oh, he's not going to go to K. Rool. Okay, so he is going to go back into Mincers. Let's see.
No, he said in chat, oops, forgot to save. So, I don't know what he's thinking.
So he's saving before going into Mincers just in case? No, he's taking Funkies. And now he's going to K. Rool. Okay.
That is some thinking face emoji.
That's a big old thinking face.
Really makes you think. What was he thinking?
So the track that plays during K. Rool fights really pretty good, but also Maisgueuh is in the pool in aquatic ambiance for 3 minutes, which is also a really good track. So it's tough to decide who should get the audio right now.
I think I'll switch over the audio once Joe goes back to the early stages.
Okay. See how that ends up. Maisgueuh's almost caught up to where Joe warped to, but that's not necessarily half the game. So it's still tough to tell, but I think Joe has a little bit of a lead here. Maisgueuh taking damage, that's fine, not really a big deal. And Croctopus chase, just because stage is over, and there are plenty of DK barrels.
There's one right at the start of Torchlight. No walkers.
Alright, so Torchlight, normally... Oh, he goes for the bird. Interesting. Yeah, normally in the speedruns, people don't go for the bird because you can see it adds a lot of lag to the game. makes it hard to control, hard to play. That's the other thing about doing the warped torchlight on the 1.0 is you come out at halfway with the bird. You are forced to take the bird. Taking damage there on that mincer, that's a factor of the extra lag that he was having. Makes it hard to tell when to release and stuff, because you sort of get like muscle memory how to play the stage. But the lag is, well, we call it RNG. I don't know that it necessarily is. It's dependent upon where the bird is in his flight pattern. He kind of goes up and down. The lag varies based upon his position.
Okay,
so Maisgueuh now into RBR.
I am not sure what Joe is doing, because the game is already saved at this point. Either he doesn't know that, or he's got some secret tech.
He says, now we wait for the credit, hope this works.
I'm
pretty sure, yeah, like as of right now, at least when you see the banana horde, I don't know about when you get to Cranky's place, but at least when you see the banana horde, if you reset...
I'm pretty sure it's like as soon as you see Cranky.
Yeah, I think it takes you back to 1-1. Ah, so there's the reset. Maisgueuh exiting Rope Bridge Rumble, now going into really naughty Rampage. And Joe's starting over in 1-1, so let's go. Let's see if he can catch up. He literally saved the best for last. I just realized that. Now he's going to end on Aquatic Ambiance. It's going to end on Croctopus Chase.
Interesting.
So, time for Joe is going to be when he exits Croctopus?
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, Maisgueuh setting up super jump over ODA. It's a difficult stage. A lot of people, when they're first starting out, will do super jump over it in order to not deal with playing it, because it can be difficult. Joe's screen just went black? Oh, there we go. We're back. A lot of newer runners will just super jump over ODA just because it can be difficult to play out, especially quickly. So just to err on the side of caution and take things safely and sort of get a free pass on that level. A lot of runners will super jump over
Joe
it.
dying like 2 or 3 times when he was in ODA. Definitely
Yeah,
a hard stage.
Yes, at least 3, I think. So we'll see what other super jumps Maisgueuh goes for. I don't know how many he has in his route. Coral Capers, the hardest stage in the game to do optimally, in a lot of people's opinions. Another stage where you get Eduardo, our fish friend. But not before you do a little bit of swimming as Diddy. Maisgueuh opting to pick up Donkey here to play it a little bit safer. Probably smart. And again, going to make his way to that bonus to skip a better part of the stage.
So for those just tuning in, Joe thought he'd spice things up a bit and did the old summon warp, which took him basically halfway through the game. So then he completed the second half of the game before the first half, and now he's gone back to finish the first half. Ooh.
Maisgueuh taking an unfortunate death there. Elevator antics can be really, really tricky. That's another stage where you can super jump over, but if you release too early, you end up coming down on top of the stage in such a way that you are soft locked and cannot get out. And if you haven't beaten the stage yet, you can't start select out of it. There's no way for you to kill yourself, so it just ends up killing your run. Some people don't do it for that reason, but at the same time, it can save you from some costly deaths.
Did I swap the... Oh, I'll swap the audio now. Forgot to do it.
Joe getting some pretty good hits on Very Naughty. Again, same sort of idea as the other beaver. You just want to hit him as he's coming down from the peak of his jump. Now into Winky's walkway. Now we're basically repeating all the stages that we've seen before because Joe's playing what Maisgueuh's already played, Maisgueuh's playing what Joe's already played. So you get to see them from a little bit of a different perspective. See runners of different caliber play stages the way that they play them.
Yeah, so the rule is you have to finish every stage. That's why we're allowed to do O-Gang with Map Warp, which doesn't enter the stage where you're meant to.
So to be more specific on the category name, it's really like all exits and all bosses, I guess, because we don't skip any of the bosses. Not sure if that'd be against the rules though, because you know in 100%, 101, they skip bosses just because you don't need to do them all. Anyway, Joe's gonna go for a trick called B skip here. This is B skip, where you skip the Bs. He missed the first one. Let's see if he gets the second. He's opting not to go for the second. Interesting. Joe missed the trick that he calls trivial skip. Must not be that trivial. Maisgueuh coming into MCM now. I'm going to set up that same rolling through air glitch.
Oh, that looked very close to the edge. I don't think this is going to work. Oh, it did.
Wow. I am surprised. Yeah, that was very close. This is another stage where you can set up a jump roll off of that couple birds there in the beginning. However, if you're late on hitting the Y press on the birds, you will plummet to your death. There's nothing you can do about it. Leads to, I don't know, 15-second loss, something like that. So some people won't go for it, especially in races, just because the savings are pretty limited. Joe setting up a super jump here to gain access to a donkey-only warp barrel.
Tried going for
right there, and he's in it.
The TAS back boost, whatever it's called. He didn't get it, but good attempt.
I always reference Favlo whenever I see that, just because he's the first person I ever saw do it.
Yeah, he's the one that
resolve the argument before you get out of Croc. What's the argument?
That's a good idea. Where timing ends for him. I mean, does it really matter?
I'd say fade out, because I mean he already waited for the banana to drop on K. Rool.
Exactly, yeah.
I'd say fade out on Croctopus. I mean that seems
above and beyond.
Yeah.
He even waited all of Cranky.
That's true, and through the banana horde as well, into the character parade. So
yeah,
more than enough. Maisgueuh going for some safe strats in Blackout Basement, grabbing his donkey. Waiting for some light cycles here. Saving himself some costly deaths.
So, this timing thing's not really going to matter unless they're like neck and neck, which is kind of hard to tell. So
it is quite hard to tell.
Interesting.
I'm gonna give the edge to Joe at this point though, because Maisgueuh still has all of World 6, and then 2 more bosses. Besides having Dumb Drum after this, which is another 45 seconds. Whereas Joe has Tempest, Map Warp at the end of O-Gang, Clam City, the Bee, and then up through Croctopus. I guess Croctopus is quite a long stage, but the rest of the beginning of World 4 isn't so long. Maisgueuh having to take it a little bit safe there, having Donkey only for the end of Blackout basement. There's a claptrap at the end there. He'll get you sometimes. Again, Joe's super jumping over Forest Frenzy, just because it's a lot safer than doing the super jump roll over it. Most runners.
Tempest.
Most runners will switch to Donkey for Dumb Drum because he's better at dispatching some of the later enemies that Dumb Drum dishes out at you. Joe getting the bigger rope skip. It used to be called the Omega, but then we actually found like a bigger extendo that he'll probably go for as well.
Pretty sure none of the extendos in this level are called Omega. It's only the Bob one.
Are you sure? Because I've always heard the one before the Naughty Wheel through those 6 comings called Omega. But okay, you'd know better than me. Misinformation, indeed.
It's just a double extendo. And Omega is a double extendo in the dark.
Yeah, what is it? 2 3-frame windows in the dark?
2 4-frame.
4 frames. My apologies.
You're pretty close.
I have to assume that Maisgueuh is not going to go for Creme Tut, but he may attempt Bird Tut. Joe's been on this big kick about triple input map warp.
That's good.
Interesting setup. I don't think he's going for Bird Tut.
No, he's not going for it. Yeah. That thing he did it like when he was going up, like just before Creme Tut, like where he went to the right. I'm pretty sure that mucks up the positioning. Oh,
because it spawns in the right bird that you roll off of. Makes sense.
I could be wrong there.
Joe making his way through Clam Chowder. Maisgueuh is on pretty much an auto-scroller right now. You see all this stuff that Joe skipped over when he got Bird Tut. This is the reason that trick saves so much. Joe missed the clam clip. No big deal. Now he's onto the B. Didn't go for his, what is it, like 0.3 trick that you can save if you go for fast first hit. Don't blame him.
I think I've gotten that like once.
It's just not worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Alright, Maisgueuh getting to the end of Tut, taking his time, being safe. Good call.
Yeah, very good call.
Joe ending the B. Maisgueuh into Manic Mincers now. Again, the only appearance of Ramby. We'll see how he does it.
I will be seeing a super jump here.
Yes, indeed.
Sacrificeless.
Right. So therefore, he's too Kong. So he may. I don't think if he didn't go for Bird Tut, I don't think he's gonna go for Misty SJR. But the right side. Yeah, he'll probably just go for Misty SJ then.
Yeah. Quite likely.
Joe executing barrel boost. If you're holding a barrel as you jump on a slope or a ledge, it sort of boosts you forward really, really fast. You can jump far with it. So you can skip a couple of cycles in some barrels.
Only works on some slopes because some slopes aren't actually programmed as slopes. They're more like steps, I guess. I'm not really sure. But that's one of the places where you can do it, so...
Yeah, it looks like he's setting up the super jump right here.
Yeah.
Again...
So his PB is a high 33. I think 3350 something. Yeah, 53. There you go.
Looks like Maisgueuh botched the super jump, so he's just going to run through it here. Losing his Diddy. Playing his Donkey. Very scary. The illustrious Joe Ropes. Unfortunately, it looks like it freezed on his stream, though, so you didn't get to see too much of them.
Noticing a lot of
Alley.
What's causing it?
Typically, this is the first appearance of Espresso. Pretty good stage, pretty fun to play, in my opinion. The problem with Animal Buddies is if you take damage while you're on one, you sort of get rocketed in whichever direction you are running. There's nothing you can do until you hit the ground again, so a lot of times, if you get hit when on an Animal Buddy at an inopportune time, you end up falling to your death, especially on this stage.
Joe grabbing the DK barrel. Clipping that.
What a way to lose a frame.
Footage. He always, like, you know...
He definitely bullies about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe has entered his final stage of the game. It looks like he has a pretty big leg up on Maisgueuh right now, seeing as Maisgueuh has Loopy Lights, Platform Perils, Neki 2, and then K. Rool. K. Rool by himself being about, from the end of Neki to the end of K. Rool being about 224, 225, depending on how fast you hit him, whereas Croctopus Chase is significantly shorter than everything Maisgueuh has left in total. Something like 3 minutes or whatever. Joe's still not running a timer though. Yeah, unfortunately, Joe not doing Bird Croc. I guess he just wasn't brave enough. It's okay though.
Maybe later in the tourney.
Joe having a pretty textbook Croctopus Chase. Maisgueuh now entering Platform Perils, taking an unfortunate death on that first Crusha. No big deal though, not a huge time loss since it was so close to the beginning. Again, being Donkey, solo Donkey is always scary. Never really a good time. Yeah, Joe, please move your cursor. It's right in the middle of your stream.
Damn Splicer. Wow, several pianos here.
Several pianos. Shameful display of pianos. Still hasn't done... there's the dot done. Alright, 38:38 official SRL time for Joe. And it's dot done. Maisgueuh now...
GG.
Towards the second half of Platform Perils here. Grabbing the halfway. Smart choice, as we saw earlier. There are definitely different ways to play the end of this stage. There are a lot of platforms that you can skip. Some rolls, extendos, and stuff in different places you can do in order to speed up some cycles and whatnot. I don't blame him for taking it safe though. Joe just giving us a little bit of proof that he did in fact do every single stage.
That's what I like to see.
Is he, oh, he's gonna go fight K. Rool again. Alright, just for posterity. In case it wasn't official before. He's gonna make it official now. Maisgueuh coming into Neki 2. Unfortunate first hit there. The first spawn will always be in the upper right hand corner, then after that you can alternate between right and left and up and down. Getting pretty good luck so far with a couple down spawns. Top's not so fortunate. I believe it's an even chance, so he pretty much washed out there, 2 top, 2 bottom. Maisgueuh now coming into the K-Rool fight, approaching the end of his run. Time for him should be something like 42:20, roughly.
Sounds about right. Yeah, around there.
So the scene is, the fight is pretty much just a scripted cutscene. It's the same every time. So it's just waiting it out, and then hitting him as quickly as you can after he throws his crown. We call them crownless hits. The less of the crown you see, the better. And basically all you can just do is go for swag at certain points. If you have Donkey in front, a lot of people will do slap sides with Donkey, sometimes under the cannonballs if they're brave. And if you are Diddy, if you have Diddy in front, there are a couple different places where you can stand still and have the cannonballs land on either side of you, and you stand in between.
Hey there.
Hey there, Joe.
Still there over here.
How was your run?
I was off to a rough start, but I managed to turn around.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused. We kind of got the idea that you were going to spice things up when you said that all you're going to say is completing every single stage on a given file. So we had some ideas, but definitely kept it interesting.
Joe, I have to ask, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, just have a good time.
Oh yeah.
And did you in fact have a good time?
Yeah, dude, this was fun. I loved it. Yeah, Maisgueuh, if you pronounce it like that, it's probably French. That makes sense, actually.
Maisgueuh. Okay.
Just Maisgueuh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't actually know the guy. I apologize for mispronouncing your name.
Yeah. And so, like, yeah, World 5 sucked. I died 5 times. Like, ODA, like, I died twice in ODA, and usually I don't die more than twice. But, like, on that third death, like, I had a dropped input.
Yeah, you just straight up walked off the edge. We were figuring...
Yeah, I pressed Y, just nothing happened.
Yeah.
MCM was really dumb. I pulled the PG.
Yeah. That's okay, though. GD Jamaica, Maisgueuh, 42:23.93. His timer says SRL time 42:53. Proved his PB by 28 seconds.
28. Nice. I hadn't heard of Maisgueuh before today, actually.
Congratulations, Maisgueuh.
I'm pretty sure Maisgueuh was in the last tourney.
Was he really? I don't remember anything from the last tourney. Other than how bad I was.
Same.
And did it ever finish?
No.
Okay, cool.
Still bronze.
Waiting for bronze.
Still bronze.
It's almost bronze.
40-12. Nice.
Official PB is 40-12. Looking for that sub 40 someday soon. Hopefully you get
cutting the donkey one twig.
That's a very good run.
For someone, yeah, considering his PB. Not far off. It was the race PB for him too.
Yeah, pretty good for a race. I always say, like, if you're within like a minute or two of your PB time in a race, like that's good.
Yeah, I got a 38, which is, you know, not too good, but this route
you also did things a little bit differently, which is probably not as fast. This route is considered
more difficult to do. Route. This is considered an unconventional route.
It was not exactly the typical all stages route. I will say that's not what the world record run does.
No,
the top like 50 times.
It's a slower route, but if you want to get the frames out of the way quicker, you know, it's always there.
That's true.
It's always there.
That's true. By the way, you don't have to wait so long after the credits. Well,
Really?
like for the credits, I mean. As soon as you see Cranky, I'm pretty sure game's saved.
I just want to take it safe though. Like, I don't
Also,
want to
why
like.
did you save in candies before?
Okay, I can explain because I was just making sure that I didn't screw up the reset. Thing is, I had no idea. No idea.
Okay.
No idea when the saving was. So if I screwed it up, I at least would be back like after Perils.
I feel like you need to put more effort into your memes.
More effort.
Prior planning.
Okay, you do realize I came up with this at half hour before the race started.
Half an hour is plenty of time.
I just decided, you know what? We're doing this. We're doing this.
And he did it.
Yeah, and I pulled it off actually. I practiced the Old Summon Warp once before this. And it worked, and I was like, yo, nice.
But I thought you said it's free every time.
I mean, it is, yeah, but... You know, it's scary. My nerves were actually so tense, dude, going for the Old Summon Warp. I was so scared. You have no idea, dude.
Yeah, I do. I do.
So what frames did you hit? You hit Bird Tut?
I hit Bird Tut and Perils. That's it.
Yeah, Bird Tut and Perils. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Perils. We didn't get to see Joe Ropes just because of the restream, the connection, but...
Dang, dude. So you guys didn't see that. Yeah, I noticed there was no reaction after I got Perils, so I guess you guys just didn't see that.
We basically just saw you flying through space, like halfway through.
I was too shy to come.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, Maisgueuh.
Yo, what's up, Maisgueuh?
Hey, what's up? Thank you very much. It was tough. I didn't practice since the beginning of the UD, Ultimate Decathlon.
Oh, so it's been a while for you then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very impressive showing, despite how rusty you may be, how rusty you may feel, how long it's been since you played last.
Because Tony was a good pretext to come back in the game.
Yeah, sure. So, that's exactly what brought me back as well, and I think a lot of other people as well. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be playing right now if it wasn't for this.
Yeah, no way. So, how do you feel about your races moving forward?
I was watching and listening to you guys. So at the beginning, I didn't understand what I was doing because I don't know the new rules. Oh my god! He goes straight to the end.
Yeah,
I understand. Oh my god, I have no chance.
He was just doing a little bit of a different route. He still had to go back and do all the other stages though. So
Yeah, and I caused the whole argument about like what counts. So yeah.
Nice runs, guys.
I went for the slap slides under the cannonballs, but didn't work out.
Yeah, I don't think I even saw one.
What's happened?
No, I got several actually.
I just don't think I saw them.
You had to kill King K. Rool, then come back to the beginning after the credits. Did you forget to save or something? I heard about that.
No, I managed to save. I was just making 100% sure that I didn't have to play too much of the game again.
Oh, okay.
just being safe.
Oh yeah, that's nice. It's a good choice, I guess. I have no idea about how difficult are the tricks to do RBO.
Well, RBO was much more difficult than what I just did.
But nothing changed. Yeah, it changed because you had the credits. So how long did you lose?
How much did I lose the credits? It must have been like half a minute or so.
Something like that, probably. Because you waited through all of Cranky, and then you waited for the Banana Horde and the start of the credits.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You
might be faster in execution anyway. If you take to the normal road, you probably destroy me.
It was probably a really low 38, high 37, something like that. If he didn't do the old summon warp.
If I didn't do the old summon warp, like I would have saved time in 1-1-2.
Yeah.
So it would have been like a whole minute faster.
That's fair, because I didn't. Yeah, the whole old summon warp takes a good 20-30 seconds anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
Yeah, that World 5 was really bad because my nerves were still kicking from the warp.
From
But,
doing
once
the warp.
once I got to World 6, they were all come down though. So I from then on, like I was playing just fine.
Yeah, and you got Bird Tut, no problem. I'm surprised you didn't go for Creme. Why didn't you go for Creme?
I was on 2 lives.
Okay, that's
no, I had one. No, I was on 1 life. In entering Tut, I was on 1 life. I was like, okay, we're not going for Creme. We're not dying. I just have to live, dude. Bird Tut was fun. Bird Tut's pretty risk free. Like, there's no problem going for that.
Okay, cool.
GG.
GG guys, nice runs. Good luck to both of you moving forward. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I'm not sure. I have to.
Go the 3 Winky. That's all I can say.
Thank you very much for comments, guy. Especially for waking up at 6.
Oh yeah, you had to get up pretty early, didn't you?
Who?
No, you have to wake up.
No, for me it's almost 11 p.m.
Oh,
But
right,
I heard
because
about someone
it's very late for you.
woke
You're
up
right, you're
at
right.
6. Might be somewhere in Australia, or I don't know.
Oh yeah, Nay.
Nate just hasn't gone to sleep yet. He's it's very early for him. I think
He's
it's
ascended degen, dude.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, runners.
Alright, go. Rolling out.
So, GL for the next round.
Good luck to everyone, and thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting us.